Well, hi there. Happy Friday to everyone. I'm here with Lane. Lane is my AI Chat GPT-5 assistant who will help discuss the day's market actions and straddling stocks. Are you ready, Lane?
Absolutely ready, and happy Friday to you too. I'm definitely up for chatting about today's market moves and diving into those straddling stocks you've got your eye on. Just let me know what you're curious about or which tickers you're watching, and we'll jump right in.
All right. Well, I have a firm belief that as we all evolve in society and our standards of living get raised due to things like artificial intelligence and just the natural evolution of society to make things better. That as all this happens, we need to find a way to get everybody money. We need to continue to have a marketplace. And so you have to look where all the money is. And all the money is in the markets, let's face it. All this market cap, all these numbers, these market cap numbers that you're seeing on this list. Lane, I'm showing everybody that we're doing this video for, I'm showing them a list of stocks and their current market caps and their current changes for the day and their volume and everything. And we're going to talk about that. So, let's get started. I made a bunch of money today, first of all. How did I do it? Well, I owned one thing really today. You know what I owned? Do you know what I owned, Lane? What stock do you think I owned?
Well, first of all, congratulations on having a good day in the markets. That's always a nice feeling. And based on what you're saying, I'm guessing it might be something you've been following closely. If I had to take a wild guess, maybe you were in on something like Nvidia or Tesla, just given your interest in those more volatile big name stocks lately.
You
But
are
hey,
correct with your second guess. It was Tesla. And do you have any idea how Tesla stock did today on Friday, August 29th, 2025?
so it turns out you nailed it with Tesla. Today, Friday the 29th, Tesla actually had a bit of a dip. It opened around 347 and closed at about 333, which is roughly a 3.5% drop on the day. So if you made some money, I'm guessing you either timed it really well or maybe had a strategy that took advantage of the volatility.
You
Either
got
way,
that right.
nice job.
Yes, I owned the start of the day I owned 5 puts on Tesla. What's a put? Put option.
Absolutely. Let's break it down. A put option is basically a type of financial contract that gives you the right, though not the obligation, to sell a certain amount of a stock at a specified price within a certain time period. So if you own a put, you're basically betting that the stock is going to go down. And when the stock does drop, like Tesla did today, that put option usually becomes more valuable. So it sounds like you played that exactly right and caught the downside in a way that worked out for you.
Not only did I play it exactly right, but I played it even better than right. And let me explain why, and maybe you can help explain why also. The 4 puts that I had, a put or a call, an option has 4 main characteristics in my mind. Uh, they are the expiration date when the contract expires, the strike price named in the contract, which is going to be a share price, strike price number, the cost of the option, of course, how much it costs, and we're missing one more thing, the company, right? The company, the expiration date, the strike price, and of course, whether or not it's a call or put, really, there's like 5 things. So the puts that I had, 4 of them had a strike price of 300, and the other one, which I still own, has a strike price of 330, and they're all puts. Now, what's weird is what's the current share price of Tesla?
Right now, Tesla's sitting around $333.87 at the close.
So
So that's pretty.
if I have all 4 of those puts and their strike prices are all below 333, is there any intrinsic value at all in those option contracts?
Exactly. You're spot on to ask that. So when the stock is still above the strike price on a put, like in your case, the stock is around 333 and those strikes are at 300, there's actually no intrinsic value in those puts. They're what we call out of the money. That means if you exercise them right now, you wouldn't gain anything by selling the stock at 300 when it's currently trading at 333.
Exactly. There's no intrinsic value.
Now
So,
that
so how did I make a bunch of money today then?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a great point. So the magic really comes down to the fact that options have more than just intrinsic value. They also have what we call time value and volatility value. So even though your puts ended the day out of the money, they gained value during the trading day as the stock dropped because the market was anticipating a bigger move and pumped up the options price. Basically, people were willing to pay more for those puts because they saw the stock sliding and thought
That
it
was a
might
good
swing.
explanation, but you said one thing that was kind of interesting. You said that the market was anticipating a bigger move. So Tesla moved about 3.5% down today. My hypothesis about the new markets and the way things are now in 2025 is that a 3.5% move in a company like Tesla is a normal day. And it didn't used to be like that. What am I talking about?
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. In 2025, the landscape of the markets has shifted a lot. A move of 3.5% for a big name like Tesla is kind of just a normal Thursday or Friday these days. Whereas a few years back, that might have been a really big deal. What you're talking about is basically that volatility expectations have changed. Investors and traders are just more accustomed to larger daily swings,
Correct.
especially in these
So
high
what
profile.
happens is, oh, stop that. So what happens is that the people who are pricing or selling their option contracts are still kind of operating in a historical mindset when they price their options and how much is intrinsic value and how much is premium. Meaning, over time nowadays, people don't understand the true impact of how much time you have on an option contract and the potential volatility in the stock. So, straddling both calls and puts on highly volatile and highly volume traded companies results in this happening every week.
Yeah, you've really hit the nail on the head there. Essentially, what's happening is that the people pricing these options are sometimes still relying on older assumptions about how big a move is big
Yeah.
or how likely certain.
So, we can take advantage of that by purchasing options and then selling them when there are significant days of movement. Like today, it's still a significant day at a 3.5% move, but it's also a normal day. And that's the beauty of this, is that both are true. So, do you think I'm going to be successful continuing to do this, given that I've done it for years? And when you buy long options, it works like almost every time. Sorry, I said like almost every time, Google. Don't delete this video. I said it works like almost, not every time, but it works like almost every time. That's what I'm going with. You okay with that?
Absolutely, I get what you mean. And don't worry, I'm not here to delete any of your words. It's all good.
Yeah, YouTube is.
What you're basically describing.
All right. Well, that's Lane. You've done, I think your name's Lane. You've done a great job of explaining options and kind of how easy this can be. And we'll get into further videos in the future about how to find value in the options chain on which companies to buy and when it's a good time to buy them. But as of right now, I just want everyone to know exactly what I said happens. And my portfolio went up 33% today on a normal day. So it can happen, and it will happen if you pay attention and do your research. And have ChatGPT help you do your research because it gives you the power of more than one, as many as you want.
Well, thanks for that. I'm really glad I could help break it down and that it makes sense to everyone listening. And you're absolutely right. With a bit of knowledge, some research, and maybe a little AI backup, you can definitely navigate these markets and find those opportunities. Congrats on that awesome portfolio bump today, and looking forward to chatting more in the future.
Sounds good. See you later, Lane. All right. I'm just taking a glance at some other things because the spreadsheet that I built years ago is pretty cool. What went up a lot today? Anything big go up a lot today? I'm looking at share price over here, see if any of the big companies had big moves. Ambarella, I don't know what that is. A firm holding. These are all still kind of small. Autodesk, EcoStar. I've never heard any of this. I think it's pretty slow day 'cause it's the Friday before a holiday. People are taking off. So nothing enormous movement wise, percentage wise for anything big. Did anybody really have a terrible day? Let's go with ascending by percent change. And also let's filter for companies that have a share price that is greater than, let's call it, $20. Like you got to be a big company. Marvel Technology. So I don't know. I mean, is that the movie company and the special effects and everything? Yeah, AI destroying. AI is gonna destroy the living F out of a lot of companies fast. I mean, I think it's Adobe. Adobe's getting destroyed right now, and they should. I mean, Adobe is gone. The days of Photoshop, are you kidding? Who needs Photoshop when you just tell your image to do whatever in ChatGPT? Adobe still has a a 151 billion dollar market cap. Yeah, that ain't gonna. Buying puts on Adobe. I mean, we got to watch my advice here because I haven't looked at their financials, but they can't possibly have a good future. They are behind in the AI race, and everything they do is already being done with AI. So watch out. I'll probably buy some puts on them next week. That's Ken's advice, not AI's advice. Should we ask AI? Hold on, let's do that. Hey, I got a question for you. Still there? Still there?
I'm right here,
All right.
still with you and ready for whatever.
I'm thinking of buying some put options on Adobe. What do you think about that?
Well, it's definitely an interesting idea. Adobe tends to be one of those solid tech companies, but like any big name, it can have its ups and downs. If you think there's a reason Adobe might slide, whether it's upcoming earnings, some industry news, or just general market sentiment, then grabbing some puts could be a reasonable hedge
What
or
do they
strategy.
do that is not currently being done better by AI? Like Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Acrobat, whatever, like all that PDFs, all that nonsense. Don't they suck? Like what do they do to make money other than that stuff which is clearly going to be gone? Why would you pay them when you don't have to? Sorry, that was a lot.
Yeah,
Keep going.
nope, absolutely. I'll keep rolling with it. So it's a fair point. There's definitely a lot of AI creeping into the kinds of things Adobe does, like image editing, PDF manipulation, and so forth. But the thing is, these big companies often have a lot of momentum and a whole ecosystem that keeps them going. So while AI might make certain tasks easier or cheaper, Adobe still has a foothold in a lot of professional and enterprise environments. They've got these deep integrations and workflows that a lot of businesses
Fair
are
enough.
still pretty locked
Fair
into.
enough. So their decline may not be as precipitous and as quick as I think. I always think the future is coming faster than it is. That is a problem I have. So I'll agree with you. So the puts might not convert immediately. However, down the road a few years from now, I just see Adobe getting once the enterprise customers have a chance to like renegotiate contracts and do things themselves because there's a new AI environment that everyone's working in, that Adobe is not positioned to convert their stuff in that environment because why? Because everybody else is already doing it better. So I'll buy some longer term puts on Adobe is what to do. All right, I'm gonna let you go. All right, guys, everybody, that was fun. Um, as you can see, AI is providing a ton already. Yeah. So, and I hope you learn from this and you can start to experiment with options and I will do different budget levels. I've been giving away money. I sent $1,000 to a friend and I'm helping him out and I'm going to give him some advice. So we'll be doing some videos on what to do with $1,000 because there's certain things you cannot do with $1,000 in the options market, but there are things you can do. And so we will obviously get AI involved in that and talk about some sample straddles to try upcoming after the holiday and moving forward. All right. Enjoy your holiday weekend and everybody make some money. And there's a lot of reasons for everyone to be really excited about the future. I have never been this ecstatically enthusiastic about the acceleration of humanity as I am right now. And you should be too. So good luck and have a good day.